Sure. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to ACES53 with Ed Parcaut and myself. As you know, it's a Tuesday, so it's just going to be him and I talking a little bit. So how you doing today, Ed?
Gemini.
Him and I.
All right. I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah. So it's Tuesday. It's been Saturday I had my last official thing that I had to do for my Rotary, which is kick out the current president. And then I got really pissed off because a secretary decided to forego what I asked for them to order, and they ordered what they thought I wanted. And so my ending didn't go the way that I wanted it to go. So I still haven't done the ending, which I'm going to do at a Rotary meeting, which just irritates the fuck out of me, because the fact that I'm the past president running this damn thing. I don't need, there's a reason I'm doing what I'm doing. Right. And the closing, so the item they wanted is means if you really research shit, it means authority and whatever. The item I wanted was the end of watch, end of your journey, end of the duty that you have. That's a bell. Ringing a bell that's what that means. Not the device that hits it, but the actual bell itself. Right. And people don't research what things mean. They assume in their head what they mean and think that's a good idea. So whoever originally created the items that they've been doing and giving out, this is 6 years ago, because for the last 6 years, we've been given the same thing. This guy got something else and thought that's what we should be giving. No. And so I'm just, because I was like, wow, whoever went to this 5 years ago really researched this and realized it was the right item to give, because the ringing of a bell, especially in the Navy, is the end of a watch. It's the end of your journey. It's the end of the duty that you have. You're done with that job. You're moving on.
And it's in so many different things. Like we saw before, like people finishing cancer, when they're done with chemo, what do? They ring the bell. Right.
And they don't give them the bottom part that they ring the bell with. You know what I mean? Right. It's like, and I'm like, because they wanted, I'm like, you guys messed it up because you have no idea what you're doing. And that's something you have to look at. And what we talk about here is you really have to research what you do. You have to know what you do in sales. You have to, people you talk to, you need to do a bunch of that stuff. So since and now I'll get off my fucking pity party.
Soapbox. I was wondering how long we're going to stay here.
It's because I'm for at least an hour. But no, what I'm getting at is sometimes you should just order the shit yourself.
Right.
Because you never know how people are going to be. But back to doing stuff yourself. We talked about last week on Thursday about Steve Sims and how he passed. And then, over the weekend I was thinking, and then on Monday I was like, you know what? It's the same thing about like Veterans Day, right? People think of veterans only on Veterans Day. And I tell everybody, think about veterans throughout the year. Right. Well, the problem what we do is we tell people how important they are, unfortunately, after they die.
Yep.
And I saw so many people. I'm not knocking what people did. They were sharing how much important he was in their life and what they did. And that's what they want. That's for them to do. Right. But I'm just going, why don't we remind the people in our lives how important they are to us today, and do it on a daily basis, and not just wait until they're gone. And I don't mean, I know it might come off wrong and someone say, you're picking. No, I'm not. So for the next 30 days, I'm posting stuff to remind people to reach out to people and let them know how much they care, how much they mean to you.
Yeah. I talked to a former roommate. I mean, a guy I've known since junior high. So we were catching up. We're talking like different doctors go to, naturopathic versus whatever, peptides, all that kind of stuff. And same thing. He had a buddy that this past weekend just didn't wake up, and they didn't know there was anything. He didn't know how the guy passed, but that was the whole thing. And luckily, that guy had sent him, his birthday was July 1st. That guy sent something, said, "Hey man, sorry we couldn't make it to dinner. It looked like you had a great time." So their last text interchange was really good. And he got to tell that guy, I was like, "Hey, I really appreciate your friendship," type thing. But that was the first thing that a lot of people think of is, oh crap, what's the last thing I said to that person that's no longer here? Were you on bad terms? Were you on good terms? How did it go? And there's a lot of books about that. And you talk about people with regret and everything. And that is one of the regrets is, why didn't I let somebody know something while they were still here, instead of, like you said, at their celebration of life, their funeral or something like that? Because then, yes, other people get to hear it, but wouldn't it be nice to hear it while you're still here? So,
yeah, I mean, one of my, so this is day 3, right? That's coming. This is day 2 that we were. So that today was people wait all week for Friday, all year for summer, all life for happiness, and sometimes they wait too long to say goodbye.
Yes.
And so, it's going to like tag, you need to call someone today. So all this stuff's going to have call to actions. And tomorrow is going to be the most painful words you'll ever say are the ones you didn't.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. That's why I say regret is the biggest.
Send the text.
Yeah.
You know the one.
Yeah. Yep. So,
it's just this shit that you got, I mean, it's like the stuff we don't think about. We think we're going to live forever. People think
we always think there's more time.
Yeah.
And you just don't know.
As we get older, there's less time.
Well, there's less time. I mean, people unfortunately pass in all the time, car accidents, you name it. And we just don't realize it. And it's like everything, human nature is we take things for granted until those things are taken away. And you can talk about your health, your wealth, people in your life, you name it. We don't realize how much we have it until we lose it. And that's one of the things that you kind of have to look at life holistically right now. There's a big movement of people to get in better shape again because so many people are afraid of getting older and not having their health. So you look at, all the weight loss drugs, the GLPs and all that kind of stuff. It's at first people are like, I don't want to cheat. But people are reasoning, look, I don't care. As long as I lose the weight, that's going to help me with vitality to live longer. And that's why we're seeing people go towards naturopathic doctors. We're seeing people, get into more, find out whatever works for you. I don't care if it's walking, yoga, martial arts, whatever it is, but you're starting to see that trend of people wanting to take better care of themselves. And sometimes it's, like I said, it's you lose someone and then you start thinking, oh crap, like one of the guys I talked to, he hasn't had blood work done in years. And I'm like, dude, you take your car in, go get the oil change, and they run a 150-point inspection. Why wouldn't you at least do that once a year for yourself?
Yeah, it's a whole, go get help. And you should have, yearly should be having stuff. So with me, my dad died of hairy cell leukemia. So I constantly have tests done for, for white blood cell count.
Right.
Every so often, at least once a year, because that's the first sign that you could see potentially for cancer. So,
yeah.
Yeah. Because you never know. I mean, luckily the Agent Orange was after I was born.
Yeah.
Thank God. Yeah.
Well,
but he was exposed to it after I was born. Thank God. Yeah.
Did you ever meet Jesse Ewell, Ewell, or something like that? Let me see who it was. There's a guy I met through Steve. He was at one of the events. Jesse.
I have to see his face.
He's a bald guy, big beard.
That really helps. That really fucking helps with all the bald guys we are.
Jesse, Ewell.
When I say he's a white bald guy.
No. Hold on.
Now, the only one that'd be different is an Indian bald guy.
Yeah. Well, then you got Manoj.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
it's the only one we know in the mastermind.
It's this guy here.
No,
Jesse Ewell.
Never met him.
Okay. Well, anyway, he did post the other day. It said, some of you guys are so committed to eating, drinking healthy, then you show up at the gym, but why are you wearing AirPods? So he's like, hey, you're doing all these things, and then you're putting something in your head. And part of that was, we don't know what modern technology is going to do to the human body. So there's all kinds of articles and questions. And I am a prolific AirPod user. I have my AirPods in all the time, but there are concerns of, we don't know between Bluetooth, microwaves, 5G, all that kind of stuff, how that's going to affect the body. And so there are people are saying that if you use some type of wireless headset, and no, we're not doctors, that it could potentially cause issues that we're just unaware of now. And that's the scary thing about technology. It's out there. And of course, there's people that, I don't know if you saw that there was like a TEDx talk or something like that about how your wireless routers at home could be used to tell you how many people are in the home. Mm-hmm. And the whole thing about that is, well, if it's able to do that, what's it doing? It's obviously sending signal that can bounce off our bodies and everything else. And they're seeing just rises in different diseases that didn't exist before. Now, did they? And we didn't know how to identify them. Who knows? But we live in a weird time where people are trying to get healthy, but then we don't know what's hurting us at the same time. Is it processed foods? Is it not processed foods? Is it drinking? Is it not drinking? It just, yeah.
Yeah. So I interviewed a guy this week, or I should say today, it was last week, sorry, on the Helping the Brave about, and he was in a machine when he was deployed, And it was a new machine that was made to help find the mines in the road, and it would put out radiation up to a certain point, and you had to be like 1,000 meters in front of it.
Yeah.
And so he's had major stuff, and they only used it for 3 months. It was supposed to like blow up the bombs or destroy the stuff so it wouldn't blow up. And so he has major stomach problems. He has gallbladder removed. He's all these other issues that are from being with probably closer than 1,000 meters in front of it, because they didn't really know how far these things. It was a brand new thing. It was done by Navy Tech of all places. And so, I mean, you just never know what's affecting you is what I'm getting at.
Yeah. And that's just it. So, we're not doctors, we're not medical experts, but we're just saying we all don't know how long we're going to be here. So kind of circling back to what you were talking about before is, are we doing a good job of letting the people know what we care and think about them now instead of waiting until they're gone? Right. So what can you do? You're going to do a 30-day challenge. You're going to remind people all this kind of stuff. Greg Reed loves to do what he calls a text roulette. And that is, he opens up his text and goes zzz, and just stops at a random point, and that's the person who gets a text message. I'm a big believer of when in doubt, reach out. Somebody pops in my mind, I send them a text. If they respond, cool. Sometimes they don't respond for a while, but like one of the guys, Chip, I don't know why Chip popped in my head today. I'm like, hey, Chip, what's going on with this? And it was just a follow up with him. And that's what happens for me is when somebody's head pops up, I'm like, all right, time to reach out to that person.
Why don't you call?
You know what? That is a good question. I think most people will take a text first and then you can set up a call afterwards.
Yeah. But so when I'm trying to check in on somebody, if they're not going to pick up, I want to leave a voicemail.
Yeah. I very few people I know listen to voicemail. Like we've had Jimmy on the show. Jimmy's voicemail says, let's be honest, I'm not going to listen to your voice message anyway. So you might as well just go ahead and text me.
Right. Or you can do a voice text then.
Yeah. Well, and that's one of the things I teach in the courses is you can look at people and figure out, are they visual? Are they auditory? How do they want to be talked to? So Janine Driver, who we've also had on before, she is extremely auditory. So if I send her a regular text or meme, no response. But if I send her a voice text or I FaceTime her, she picks up immediately. So you just have to learn based on who you're talking to, what's their preferred method of communication, not just focus on yours. So I've got another friend who...
I only focus on mine because that's who I am. I'm a narcissist.
Yeah, exactly. It's not what you should do, but yeah.
But yeah, we need to reach out. That's the problem. I mean, we used to tell you to reach out to all your past clients and blah, blah, blah. Well, you need to reach out to past people, period.
Right.
See how they're doing. That's because we need to check in on each other because people have bad days. They have shit that happens to them and then they don't know what to do. I deal with that stuff all the time because as a business owner, it's so funny. The other day at the kickout before we were there, they take the past president out for drinking. And on the way to the event, because I had to be early at the event, on the way out, I knew exactly where they're stopping. So I stopped by there and we were at that table. So I had a drink with them. And the guy's like, you got, I almost said PTSD, but that's not it. ADD. I'm like, yeah, I'm a business owner.
Yeah.
Everybody at this table has that because they're all business owners at this table, except for one person who works for the school. And I'm like, yeah, that's everybody at this table is on the spectrum, on the scale because of the fact that's why they're a business owner. Otherwise they wouldn't be. Yeah.
Well, that's what's really interesting is we punish kids for not sitting still, but the human body's meant to move, So you go back and look, and I get it. If you research schools, they were designed during the industrial age to create factory workers, things of that nature, employees. But it is funny what rules and restrictions we put on kids. And then if they don't sit still for 8 hours a day, it's, oh, well, they've got ADD and they've got all, like, it's a bad thing. It's like, but wait, that's the way we're wired. That's the way we're designed. We're supposed to be out and moving and things. And you look at all the studies they've done of people sitting in under fluorescent lights for too long, sitting the entire time. And like I saw an article today, this month, that was sitting is the new smoking because people sit nonstop. That's one of the things I do love. I have a stand-up desk, so I can go ahead. If I want to sit, I can, but I prefer to stand while we're here. But yeah, the amount of sitting, I have a hard time now going to events that are 2 days long. Because if they want you to sit, I'm like, oh, I can't sit that long. So,
yeah, that's funny because I thought I was a stand-up guy.
Yeah, but
yeah, I have to joke around. So,
yeah,
and I was like today. I was talking to a guy when one of the guys with PTSD on one of the shows, and I'm like, we joked because I made a statement that most people would think would be offensive, but for us it was fine because of the fact of that's how we deal with shit, and and that's the same thing. And so whatever works, because when I was doing that we did a roast last weekend for the past president, and I was like, if I don't offend you guys, I didn't do my job.
Yeah, well, that was Steve, right? Like Steve, that's how you knew if he liked you, is if he harassed you. And we mentioned this
close enough
before.
to you to harass you, then he liked you.
Yes. And I was talking with somebody the other day, Gran Torino, the barbershop scene, like that's how a lot of guys harass each other. And sometimes women are like, God, you guys are horrible to each other. And it's like, yeah, but we mean it all in fun. So now I just got done talking about how I stand, and I am going to sit.
It's okay. It's allowed.
Yeah. Slowly getting there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting. Just like I said, if you can't joke with people, that's a sign, because one of the things they talk about is human laughter creates endorphins and chemicals and things like that bond people closer together. And if you can't make people laugh because you're worried about hurting their feelings or whatever, it just doesn't always work well.
No.
So
you just need to enjoy life. You need to tell people that you appreciate them.
Yes.
And move on from there.
Yep. Like I said, do a phone call. I was listening to Bluefishing again this week, and that was one of the reminders is before I ever met Steve, I listened to the book, and he talks about ripping out articles and sending the physical article out of a newspaper, right? And why he rips it out and he doesn't cut it out perfectly with scissors, because people go like, wow, you took that extra time to find something that reminds you of me, and send it to that person. And that's so unique, because all we get in the mail now is bills or ads versus getting something, now, because we're so used to texting and calling and emailing each other that's what makes you unique. So
I'm listening. Sorry, I didn't interrupt.
No, I was just talking about it.
You interrupt Brian all the time.
Well, you do, but that's okay. It's part of the dynamic.
Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm. All right. So what's your 30-day plan?
What do you mean? What is my 30-day plan? I already have it created. It'll be dropped every day on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube.
I know, but give people a tease. What all you're going to talk about?
Go to Ed Parcaut or Edward Parcaut on Facebook, or Instagram Ed Parcaut.
Put up a banner. Put up a banner so they can know how to find it.
It's right there, Ed Parcaut.
Yeah,
I'm Ed Parcaut everywhere. I'm Ed Parcaut everywhere. It's easy to find.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just type in Ed Parcaut on freaking Google, and it's amazing what would come up.
Well, but people got to know how to spell it.
It's right there on the screen.
I know, but it's small. There we go.
That's the difference. About the same size.
It's a little bit bigger.
That's what you tell them.
Yeah. Let's see. We can also make it scroll. What else can I know? No. Yeah, there we go. Here you go. Scroll. Oh, now it's really small. Don't do that.
For nothing. But that's my website. But no, it's just going to be it's just to remind people, reach out. And, because I was thinking about it today. And so I should say Monday. And I called my wife first just to let her know. So this is what my plan is. And this is why I'm calling you to tell you. And she's like, well, you need to call your kids. I'm like, I'll call them one a day. No, call them all now and be done with it. So I called Blake and his wife, my daughter-in-law, and they were driving. And so I got 2 done.
Nice. When you just got back, how did that whole trip go? Did you get the deck and everything built?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah,
because I love being outside for days. Yes. Over my birthday.
Manual labor. That's right. I forgot you aged.
Yeah.
How old did you turn?
Old enough.
Older?
Old enough that my sperm has to have a walker.
There you go. I was not old enough to learn better, but or know better.
Nope. Not that.
Yeah.
Oh, I tell you.
Yeah. All righty. We're doing a short one today.
It's really short today, but I mean, it's just, there's so much going on.
Yeah.
And we've had, so I look at it this way. I saw a ton of celebrities pass away, usually in 3s. We had Steve. I didn't know of anybody else that has. Do you know of anybody else?
No, I can't think. Wait, somebody passed away a week ago. An actor.
No, I don't care about that. I'm talking with Steve. He wasn't an actor.
No, he wasn't an actor, but I thought you said things come in 3s.
They do.
Yeah.
Like there was 3 actors and actresses who just passed. What I'm saying is, so the question was, usually it comes in 3. So I didn't know if there was somebody else in the groups that we know that passed away in the last week or so.
No, like I said, my buddy said one of his old neighbors passed away suddenly, but we were just talking about health stuff anyway.
That doesn't help.
Nope.
Yeah. So what else you got going on? You got any gigs this week?
Yeah, I got one going to a company that does like a tax record or does taxes, payroll, all that kind of stuff. So me and a negotiations expert are doing that with a guy. He's here based in Dallas. So doing that on Thursday, and then
Do they do offer and compromise?
What's that?
I said, do they do offer and compromise?
You know, that's the funny thing. If he's so good at negotiations, he should have got us more money for the gig. But yeah, no, we're doing one in Dallas this week, and then doing one in their Fort Worth office next month. So it'll be fun. It's just a foot in the door, lunch and learn type things.
That's it. There's a AI for the mortgage industry, or not just mortgage, Housing Wire, AI Housing Wire doing an AI event in Dallas in August, I think. Yeah, I might be going.
All right. Well, you have to let me know if you're down here.
Just I will. No, I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah. I'll be gone the first weekend in August, though. I've got a gig in St. Louis.
I think it's the 13th or somewhere around there. I don't know.
Oh, no, I'll be back then. I'm gone the 7th and 8th. I'll be in St. Louis speaking at an event.
St. Louis.
St. Louis. Yep.
Good. You'll stay busy because that's how you pay the bills, right?
Yep.
Speaking of that, you need some more gigs, right? So
yeah.
Have you really did your website get finished?
They no, I talked to them on Friday last week, so they're putting that on so that we'll have the done for you. We'll be up there, and that's one of the things I got to do. When I went to Adam Lyons' event 2 weeks ago, that was one of the things is I had AI draw me up a whole plan of what I need to do. So like it emails me and it says, every day at 9 a.m. it sends me a message, says, hey, it's a power hour. You need to start prospecting. Now I need to actually start doing it, not just getting the email.
So AI created the email?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know.
ChatGPT sends it to you.
Did not know that.
Yep. You can send you reminders. And so I get an email every day. It says, hey, did you go do this?
And you're like, nope.
Yeah. I'm like, delete. I'm just going to ignore that one. But I do. That's one of the things I've got to get better about is, and, a lot of gigs that I've gotten in the past have come through referrals. And that's one of the things that I need to start hitting the pavement and calling corporations here in Dallas and just getting more things. Now, ironically, 3 things that came up last month were because I let people know on my personal page what I do for a living. So sometimes, we talk about this all the time. Do people know what you do or not? And we just assume everybody knows what we do, but that's why you're starting to see a lot more people come back around and go, hey, let me reintroduce myself on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, because we don't always know what other people do. Because even if you post something, well, like let's say on Facebook, I got like 4,000 friends. I don't know what all 4,000 are doing.
Yeah.
So some may have had job change, some may have doing something. So learning to ask and tell people what you do, it's a weird, scary thing that more of us should do.
Well, so you don't have 4,000 friends on Facebook. You have like 20, 10.
Yeah.
I mean, out of the 4,000, how many people would, come get you if you're in prison or you went to jail? Who could you call?
Exactly. Well, now you sound like my ex-wife. They call it Facebook friends. I know they're not real friends, but on Facebook, that's the term.
I know. I'm not trying to be your ex-wife, but I'm just saying out of that group, that's why people, there's some people who have a lot, and then the people comment constantly on them. Then you have other people who have a lot that people don't engage, and that has nothing to do with the people. It just has to do with those people.
Right.
And, and it
the
takes
algorithms, the algorithms,
that too.
Yeah.
All right. I guess we'll call it today.
All right.
Today.
Yeah. Done with it for the day.
Yeah. So what I'm going to tell you, to reach out to somebody and let them know that you're thinking about them and that they're important to you, and do it. And then do it for the next 30 days, at least. It's at least one person a day, if not more. Start with your family, because you don't want them complaining that you didn't talk to them first.
Exactly.
I saw you putting all this out there and you never called me. I got one last thing. So my birthday is the same as my daughter's birthday.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I had it first, so it's my birthday. But she called me early, and then I called her later, talked her on it and everything. She had just finished with dinner and everything, and they're in Cabo. And then my wife last night goes, your daughter's really upset with you because you didn't call her on her birthday. I'm like, excuse me. I talked to her on her. She was at dinner, and how much did she drink that night?
That's funny.
Yeah. So what I tell you, do it earlier in the day.
Yeah.
Remember, it's all the moral of that story was do it.
Oh, I'm in a similar but different boat, and that is my stepdad's birthday is 25 years before the day before mine. So like this year when I turned 50, well, we had his 75th birthday the night before. And people are like, well, we can throw your birthday too. I'm like, I'm not going to, my friends aren't going to come to a 75-year-old's birthday and then, stick around at midnight. Suddenly it turns into my birthday. So I always have that one where we're right next to each other. So anywho.
There you go. So you have 2 birthdays back to back is what you're saying.
Yep. Literally. So.
All right.
All right. Take us out.
All right. Everybody make it a great day. Thanks for being here. We really appreciate you. And like I said, reach out to somebody today. Don't wait. Do it right now. As soon as we hang up, go. And let us know that you've done this. Comment back on this on either one of our pages. Probably Brian's because he's got more friends.
Brands.
Instagram on his because he got more Instagrammers. Anyway, let us know. We'll be back on Thursday. We don't know who the Joker is or if we'll have a Joker. It's going to be a surprise. All right, everybody, make it a great day. And thanks for being here. Brian, thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. And thank you so much for doing this podcast with me. I really appreciate you.
That's fun.
I did mine to you right there.